Hello and welcome back. I'm Victoria Colsey and I am a licensed esthetician here to teach you about skin conditions. In our first video, we talked about skin types and I kind of referenced how skin types and conditions differ. I spoke about the types and I got into sensitivity. Now I'm going to expound on sensitivities and go into various other conditions that are very common that cause a lot of people like a lot of issues, self-esteem issues, just aggravation, spending your time like looking in the mirror like it's gonna make whatever the frick it is on your face disappear. The longer you stay in the mirror, the quicker it's gonna go away or something like that. This stuff doesn't work. What works is knowledge of your skin type, knowledge of your skin condition, and how to work with a professional to develop a plan of action to help you achieve your skin care goals. Okay? So let's talk about skin conditions. Let's talk about sensitivities, which is one of the biggest issues of skin conditions that are around. Now I talked about skin conditions, the sensitivity as a type. Now I'm going to talk about the skin conditions of sensitivity. Now, we have a skin type that is sensitive, which is just a sensitive skin type. They can't take harsh chemicals. They can't take anything. It just basically needs to be a pure and natural formulation for them to use. Now, let us talk. And most of the time, a lot of times, that is dealing with the skin condition of rosacea. Rosacea is something that is common in Hispanics. It's also common in mixed skin types, like I would say Fitzpatrick's 3 to 4, and Latino mixed skin types. A lot of fair skinned people with the redness in this area, and a lot of times it's around the lips. And it's caused usually from eating spicy foods, drinking alcohols, even sweat production and oil production throughout the day. Hazardous or extreme weather conditions that happens, and it's that red, dry, sometimes itchy, painful condition where you may even have acneic breakouts in the middle of it, and it's various the redness varies throughout the day. That's rosacea. That is a common sensitivity skin condition that one would need to be able to understand that the proactive way to treat this skin condition is soothing, purging, calming methods, and there are a lot of ingredients naturally that can help one achieve optimal skin care while dealing and maintaining and minimizing the effects of rosacea. Another common skin condition that people often deal with way more than rosacea, and it's tied into rosacea sometimes, and I already referenced it, is acne. Acne is something which I suffer with, or I have this skin type of oily skin. So I am prone, and anyone who has oily skin is prone to developing a case of acne. Now there are 4 degrees of levels of acne. There's acne level 1, and that is the bare minimum. Maybe you get a breakout every now and again, here, there, or whatever. But after you find something that maintains your skincare regimen or whatever, it's fine. At acne level 2, they have more breakouts, more or less common around hormonal changes, acneic breakouts gradually increase as one reaches puberty level. That's where you start to really see how severe the acne gets. You go from level 1, and if it's, they're around 13, 14, it's just a few pimples every now and again, and it just basically gradually levels out. That's acne level 1. And then you have the teenagers, the preteens, who like as soon as they hit 11, 12, 13, their whole face breaks out, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna to scrub and I'm going to scrub and I'm going to clean and I'm going to clean, and it's not going nowhere. It's not getting worse, but oh man, I keep having these breakouts, and it's just a little bit of inflammation, maybe not much, but you get the pus and the pustules everywhere and the bumps and stuff like that. You need to go ahead and see a dermatologist. Not really a dermatologist, an esthetician that can basically help you with extractions and help you find something that will balance out the oil production in your face. That's pretty much what acne is. The imbalance of the oil production that causes the oils and the dirts and debris of the environment to get trapped into your pores, and as your pores is filled up with this dirt and debris and bacteria, along with the oil, along with the sweat inside the oil, and then the skin production or the cell turnover repeats, then you have the building up, then you got the closing of the pores, then you get the blackheads or you get the whiteheads. With the closing of the pores, with all of the sebum and the dirt, and then there's a little white part over it, that's a whitehead. Now if you have the open pore and then the air hits the open pore with the dirt and the bacteria, the oil and the sebums, the sebums and the sweat and all of that inside it, and it stays open and air hits it, causes it to oxidize, which causes it to turn black, and that's where you get your blackheads from. And there you go, whiteheads, blackheads, unoxidized and oxidized pore involvement. That's pretty much what that is, and that's how you get that. So once you purge your pores and clean it out, and you find that you got the balancing activity, that right there will give you a balance of skin oil production in the skin, which will pretty much mellow out acne levels 2. Now levels 3 and 4 are a little bit more severe. Acne levels 3, no matter how much you do try, it's still going to basically pop up, and usually it's on a regular cycle. It's around 1 cycle's turn and everything like that. That's a whole another issue, and I'm going to actually make a video specifically developed, specifically targeted towards acne. Level 4, that is something that a dermatologist should be treating them. Levels 3 and 4, they should be very much so sought to seek out an acne specialist like me, or a dermatologist, which may treat them with Retin-A, Accutane, and other forms of medical grade acne medications. I'm not a medication advocate, yet I do say some people do respond well to it, and if that's what they desire, then to each his own. And there are many dermatologists that I will definitely suggest to those who seek medical treatment, because again, to each his own. Another condition that people suffer from, another common condition that people suffer from, is eczema. And eczema is something that people suffer from, and they may not know that they're suffering from eczema. Eczema can be caused by 2 different things. Eczema can be caused internally or externally. And eczema usually is a sign that there is something aggravating your skin internally, or detoxing from your body, and it's coming out of your skin internally, or the weather, the cold weather, the extreme heat weather puts a strain on your skin, and it dries it out. It becomes severely dry. It almost becomes like fish scales on your skin. It starts to become painful. It causes tears. And you can find the dark bruising inside it. A lot of time it itches to high dickens. And it's like, help, relieve me. And there's really not a lot of relief, because sometimes people put on things that are too thick, and it causes occlusions, and it causes it to be, how can I say it? It's very greasy, heavy, but it doesn't really have the effect that you need. And then other things are too light, and they're not moisturizing, and then you find yourself with severe dry skin again. So it's like, help, I need a balancer. I need something to take away these dark scars. I need something to moisturize my skin. I need something to soothe it, to make it back normal, so it'll take away the fish scales. Been there, done that. I grew up watching eczema attack many people in my family, because most people don't realize that the simple lactose intolerant allergy or you're allergic to milk or some type of dairy, a lot of times the rashes that you get in your forearms or the back of your knees, a lot of time that is eczema responding to something you've eaten. It's gone internally and your organs can't handle it, and it's pushing it out, and it's pushing it out, out. And we don't realize that our skin is one of the biggest parts of our immune system. It gets rid of the toxins, and when your body, your organs are getting rid of something that it cannot handle, it is simply because it's having an allergic reaction, and the easiest way to get rid of it is through the skin. We sweat, we produce these oils that get rid of these toxins that is the lymphatic system is trying to rid the body of, and it comes out and the skin feels this stuff, and that's how come it has that internal reaction. So there's two causes to eczema. You have to understand, sometimes it's what you're eating, sometimes it's what you're drinking, sometimes it's the weather, and also it can be a response to something that was too harsh in your skincare regimen. Another condition that is caused, or a common skin condition, is hyper and hypopigmentation or discoloration of the skin. A lot of this hyper and hypopigmentation have happened after a trauma or a incident pertaining to the skin. So let's talk about hyperpigmentation. That is when the skin cells, the melanin in the skin cells is produced, and then you get a scar. The sun causes hyperpigmentation, or the darkening of the skin, like from the scars of acne. You'll see a lot of people who had a pimple or a congested comedone or congested pore, and after they have poked and prodded at themselves, they go outside without any sunscreen or protection on, and the sun bakes it and bakes it and bakes it, and it bakes the scar and it bakes the scar, and it becomes a bruise, and it's a brown spot, and it's like, how can I get rid of this dark brown or dark red spot? It's just not fair. That's called hyperpigmentation, and the number one way to prevent hyperpigmentation is sunscreen. Post-traumatic hyperpigmentation can be best prevented with the use of sunscreen. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what Fitzpatrick skin type you are, or your Fitzpatrick scale number you are. I don't care. If you use sunscreen, you will prevent a lot of hyperpigmentation, which means the burning of the top of the skin, or the dead skin cells, which causes darkening of the skin. That's the easiest way to prevent hyperpigmentation from acne scars and just regular scars in general. If you burn yourself and you find yourself with a scar and it's in a place that the sun will hit, make sure you put sunscreen over it to protect the discoloration of that scar. Another way to do it is the proper exfoliation. I will speak about proper exfoliation further in another video. However, proper exfoliation will remove the dead skin, will allow you to have a clear place or a clear palette, and then you put the sunscreen on. It allows you to have protection, so that will allow the dead skin cells not to be able to accumulate, which will prevent the sun from baking it to making it into a scar. So understanding proper exfoliation procedures, which is not over exfoliating, which is not exfoliating every day or 2 times a day. We're going to get into that more later in another video. I'm going to speak about hypopigmentation. Hypopigmentation, when the skin is lightened. And a lot of times that happens after scarring or burning. You'll get a lightening of the skin, or if you have a scab and then it peels off, and then you have that lightness of the skin, and it's like you have the dark, and then you see the light, and then you see the dark again, and it's like, how can you fix that? I'm going to tell you something. Nothing can fix that. The only thing we can do is use products that trigger melanin production and encourage you to use sunscreen as a protection, yet allow vitamin D to be triggered and the melanin to be triggered by sun exposure to that area. It's a very tricky procedure. It's very tricky, and I would suggest that you work closely with a skin health professional that will provide you the proper guidance to do that, because the sun triggers the vitamin D, which is found in the melanin, which in the proteins of the skin produce together the pigmentation of you, which you have to learn to balance out to get over hypopigmentation. Again, that is not a curable thing that we can just go in and give you some more melanin. No. Anyways, so balancing sun absorption into your skin will balance out hypopigmentation. Another common skin condition, aging. Let's just talk about it. Aging skin is not a skin type, okay? All skin types come from one of 3 types and can be combined to be the different types or combination skin. However, aging is something that everyone does from the minute they are born to the minute they die. You're aging. A baby is born and then they turn a day old and they never go back to a day old again. So all of our skin is aging. However, this condition of aging is mostly affected by how much, and I said this in the first video, how much oil your skin produces says how well your skin ages. So if you are suffering with acne and you're like, this is like the worst thing in the world I could ever deal with in my life, well, you could be dealing with aging issues and all of these wrinkles and stuff at 30. So it's almost not a fair trade-off, but it kind of sort of is. The more oil your skin produces, the less wrinkles and aging signs that you will have to deal with. However, you still got to deal with acne and oil production and balancing it. Luckily, there's someone like me who knows how to balance oil production out naturally. Yay, yay, yay. Anywho, aging is something that is a skin condition. However, we all are all aging, regardless of our age or skin type or condition. We are aging. All skins age. We just need to understand that for people who do not produce a lot of oil or produce very little oil, it's going to stop at a certain age. So you need to understand that you need to add on and intake skin moisturizing vitamins and nutrients that will provide and stimulate oil production and feed your skin with enough moisture to balance and combat those issues. I say if you have dry skin, you should be using preventative measures by the age of 24, 25. Why? Because 28, your skin cell production slows down. 28, your oil production slows down. So if you have 3 years of good preventative measure, you won't see the signs of aging by the time you're 28, 30 years old. So at that point in time, that is the best way to prevent aging between 25 and 28. Providing yourself with enough moisture to balance out, or to encourage more oil production or provide more moisture so that you can prevent wrinkling and all that damage. And also sun protection, sunscreen. If you have dry and fine or a light and sensitive skin, the most powerful active prevention that you can do for yourself is to protect yourself from the sun with some sunscreen. I'm gonna go into how sunscreen works and all that good stuff in another video. However, this has been more common skin conditions. There are a lot more common skin conditions. However, these are the ones that are most often sought treatment for in spas and over-the-counter products. So these are the things that I want to talk to you about today. Thank you for watching.